My name is Ruth Collins. I am 61 years old. I live in a quiet town by the sea. My house is small, but it is clean. I have lived here for more than 30 years. My husband died 10 years ago. Since then, the house has been silent. Too silent. Too silent. I have one daughter, Laura. She is 34 years old and lives in the city with her husband and their little boy. They visit sometimes, but not often. Life is busy, they say. Every morning, I wake up early. I make tea and sit by the window, watching people pass by. Families, couples, children. Sometimes I smile. Sometimes I smile. Sometimes my chest feels heavy. I worked all my life as a school assistant. The pay was small, but I saved carefully. I never spent money on myself. I have a small savings account. It is not much, but it gives me peace. I always believed that one day it might be needed. By me, or by my daughter. One afternoon, Laura called. Her voice sounded tired. "Mom," she said, "can we talk?" A mother feels fear first. I felt it immediately. She told me her husband had lost his job. The rent was late. Bills were piling up. Bills were piling up. "We will manage," she said, but her voice broke. Then she asked quietly, "Mom, do you still have your savings?" I closed my eyes. "Yes," I said softly. There was silence on the phone. Then she asked, "Could you help us? Just for now?" I didn't think long. I didn't ask questions. She is my daughter. The next day, I went to the bank and withdrew almost everything. My hand shook as I held the envelope. I told myself, money can return. Family cannot. When Laura came, she hugged me tightly. She cried on my shoulder. "You saved us, Mom," she whispered. That made me happy. Very happy. Weeks passed. Laura stopped calling every day. I told myself she was busy. 1 month later, my roof started leaking. Rainwater fell into a bucket on the floor. I called a repairman. The price was more than what I had left. A cold emptiness filled my chest. That night, I could not sleep. The next morning, I called Laura. She didn't answer. I sent a message. No reply. 2 days later, she finally called back. Her voice sounded distant. "I'm sorry, Mom," she said. "We used the money already." I stayed quiet. Then she added, "We bought a new car. My husband needed it for work. A new car." I held the phone tightly. I understood, though my heart hurt. After the call, I sat alone. For a long time. I didn't feel angry. I felt empty. Winter came early that year. The house was cold. I wore 2 sweaters inside. One evening, I slipped on the stairs outside my house. I fell hard. Pain shot through my leg. A neighbor heard me and called an ambulance. At the hospital, the doctor said I had a fracture. I needed rest and medicine. When I saw the bill, my hands shook again. I called Laura. She sounded worried, but unsure. "Mom," she said, "we're still struggling. I don't know how we can help." I said quickly, "It's okay. I'll manage." After the call, I cried quietly. Not because of pain, but because I felt forgotten. Days passed slowly. I learned to move with pain. I cooked simple meals. I turned off the heater to save money. One afternoon, a young woman knocked on my door. She introduced herself as Anna. She worked with a local community group. We check on elderly people living alone, she said kindly. She noticed my injury and listened to my story without interrupting. When I finished, she held my hand. You are not alone, Ruth, she said. They helped me fix the roof. They helped with food and medicine. For the first time in months, I felt safe. One evening, Laura arrived unexpectedly. She looked thinner, her eyes tired. She saw the crutches. She saw the repaired roof. Her face changed. Mom, she whispered, why didn't you tell me it was this bad? I did, I said softly. You just couldn't hear me. She sat down and started crying. She told me her marriage was struggling. The new car didn't solve their problems. The money was gone. I thought money would fix everything. But I lost myself, she said. Then she looked at me and whispered, I used your love like it was endless. I said nothing. She took my hands. I can't give the money back now, but I can stay. I can help. I can listen. She stayed with me that night. The next morning, she made tea for me, just like I used to do for her. Weeks passed. She visited often, not with excuses, but with presence. I realized something important. Love should not be tested by sacrifice alone. It should be protected by respect. I still have little money, but I have something better now. A daughter who understands. If you were in my place, would you give everything for your child? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story touched your heart,